You are watching On Demand. Please do not try to vote or enter any competition or other interactivity in this programme, as it may not count and you may still be charged.
Hello and welcome to Wednesday's Loose Women. Joining me, Christine Lampard, for today's short but very sweet show are Linda Robson, Janice Street Porter and Judy Love. Coming up, how much do you think you spend ferrying your kids around to after-school clubs and friends' houses every year? Is it £500, £2,000, or could it even be £5,000? We'll reveal the answer when we talk about the hidden costs of driving the taxi of mum and dad in just a bit. And are you Team Bex and all for chilling out on holiday, or more of a fitness fan like Posh? We're talking Holly Bobs and Holly Slobs a little bit later on. And when it comes to your front garden, is there anything wrong with faking it? I am talking about the trend for artificial turf. And unsurprisingly, Janet isn't a fan. Very stern-looking looks there, Janet, and I like it.
Yes, I've come as a green gardener.
Absolutely,
today.
yes. First, though, there's only one story we can start today's show with.
It's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home, it's coming.
Well, I was supporting Northern Ireland up until last night, just as a little caveat. Anyway, after last night's victorious 4-0 semi-final for the Lionesses, could football finally be coming home? We were all watching last night, most certainly watching in our house. I thought it was fantastic. I really did. And I sat for the majority of it with my little 3-year-old girl who loves football, albeit she's heavily influenced by her father. But she loves football. She goes to a little football class every single week. And she thinks it's one of the best things to do. She naturally wants to take a ball to the park with us. She wants to kick it around.
It's in her genes, isn't it?
I think it could be, yes. Definitely not for me, obviously. But it was interesting just chatting with her because it was very normal for her to sit and watch it with me. And we were talking about all of the players and she was asking about the numbers on the shirts. And then I suddenly realised she never has really fully appreciated what her dad did as a player. She doesn't get that. But I thought, imagine if she grew up with a number 8 Lampard shirt and played for England / Northern Ireland. I'll let her decide which one. But it was just a wonderful moment. I thought this is where it's supposed to be. And the crowds last night were fantastic. Everyone was behind them. And they were all, as players, they were so emotional at the end because it means so much to them. And that's years and years of work to get to that point. And I just thought it was brilliant, a brilliant moment. It was like a nightclub on the pitch afterwards, wasn't it?
It was very empowering. I think it was very empowering. I think it was just a joyous moment in sports, and as a woman watching it as well. I watched it with my son, and he loves football, but he was so supportive, and he was just like, "This is fantastic, Mum." He didn't see no difference. He played with everybody at school, but he was just really excited to see it on TV.
Yeah, it's
so
brilliant.
I was happy.
And the coach as well, Serena, who has an incredible track record, and I think her imprint is all over how you play at the minute. And I watched her last night. I thought I loved her way. I loved her calmness. She was very focused last night. And even when they won and she celebrated, but she did it in a way where I thought, you own this. I really, really admire her.
I actually sat through all the post-match analysis.
You did it, Janet.
I could not believe that. I'm the woman who hated Match of the Day, hated all those talking heads. And I'd been out earlier in the evening and I came home and I watched it, and then I sat through the post-match analysis, and I loved seeing all the people in the crowd because I, as a kid, went to Fulham with my dad, and I was completely surrounded by men on the terraces, miserable men, especially when Fulham wasn't playing.
Foul mice sometimes,
yeah, and it was really like a heartbreaking day, so many afternoons, Saturday afternoons for me as a kid. But to see that and to see girls celebrating, and then to look in the crowd and see men as well and children. It was the mixture of the crowd in the crowd. And I just thought, I hope that now football will be compulsory, or not even compulsory, it will be on every school curriculum for girls, just like it was for boys.
Well, it is, because Lila, she's 10 and she goes to football a couple of times a week and that. And also I've been to the Arsenal quite a few times to watch the ladies playing over there. So I watched Arsenal and Tottenham. And obviously I'm an Arsenal fan, so I was delighted that we won. I just thought last night was a great night, honestly. And as I said, normally I can't be bothered to watch football, but I sat down and watched it last night. And as you said, the crowd and everyone was going mad.
I was
Just
crazy.
really excited. I know,
My neighbours must have think what was happening.
I know.
I was screaming and all sorts.
It was great. I think the stage is now set, though, for a Germany-England final, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to happen. It always happens, doesn't it?
Fingers crossed, everything crossed, even my eyes.
Oh, I know. It's just the experience of going to Wembley, though, with the entire stadium full of fans. I mean, it's just... And actually, just watching the post-match last night, Alex Scott, too, obviously very passionate about
I
the
thought
game.
Alex Scott was brilliant.
And you could,
absolutely,
it was emotion. It was pure emotion, wasn't it? It was raw, and the happiness there because, and like they said last night, the work that's gone into this is not just a couple of months worth of training. This is years and years worth. And sure, there hasn't been a last final since 2009, of course. So huge weekend ahead. Best of luck, Lionesses. You created a wonderful evening for all of us. Coming home, yes, that's right. Northern Ireland next year. Just hang in there. There is no doubt the England team have put the hours in over the years, and behind every great athlete is a parent who's equally spent hours driving them around all manner of sports clubs and after-school activities. And a new survey has found that on average, parents spend a whopping £5,000 a year on ferrying their children around. £5,000, Judy. That's what you're currently spending, and you don't even maybe quite realise it. Do you need to start charging the children?
I need to do
they
something.
pay this back
I need to do something. That's a lot of hairstyles, that's a lot of nails, that's a lot of holidays. I mean, look, if I'm real, there's no point in charging the kids because I'm the only one giving them pocket money. So basically, I'll be paying myself. And I feel like the kids are spoiled these days anyway, whether it's from you or whether it's in school or, you know, everyone's being championed and sometimes they need a reality check. I always say to my children, I think my face says it all, especially when I'm getting up at 7 a.m. in the morning or I've had a good night out and I've got to tax them here everywhere. If I'm real with you, I always make friends with people, other parents that are in the team. I start to talk and, where do you live? Oh, gosh, I live there. Oh, you live down the road. What about next week? Are you going to the game? Because, you know, I would go and maybe I could do your child a week after because it's so much.
Tactical friendship.
It's tactical friendship. And the thing is, you start to feel guilty sometimes when you can't pick them up or when you can't take them and you think you're trying to build your career, but actually maybe their career is something that they've seen when they're 12 or 13. So it's just that balance. So I'd say big up all the football mums, all the parents that are running up and down. But if there's anyone that's in the clubs where my kids go, listen, just call me. We can tag team together.
I never got in the family car except on the weekends. When I went to school, it was walk to the station, make your own way there. And for the first few years of my life, I know. On this show, I have to be 108. All right, I'm older than you, Linda.
About 10 years. Or 12,
I didn't walk to school. I did have to do all my homework on the underground.
Cue the music.
And actually, I just remember there's another reason why I never got in the family car. When I was about 10, my dad got a second-hand hearse.
Oh my!
My dad got a second-hand hearse and expected me to go on family holiday. You're strange. Sitting in the back of the hearse all the way to Memphis.
Did you have to lie down like this?
No, but he got a hottie and he put, if anyone wants a wee, do it in that and sling it out.
Do you know what kills it? Every time Janet tells a story, you think, surely it can't get any worse or any more eccentric than this. And then she tells you something else and you're like, yes, it can.
She drops the mic every conversation.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's why I am the way I am. I had to go on a holiday in a hearse.
That's the name of your autobiography.
See, my mum used to, if we were late for school, my mum would ring a cab and the three of us would get in the cab together and go to school. And then when my kids started going to school, they didn't really have friends that lived around us, so they would have had to go on their own. So I'd get my stepdad to drop them off, or if I weren't working, I'd go and drop them off and pick them up. So they got used to it. So I don't think they ever actually had to get on a bus or a tube.
This is terrible.
But they do now.
No,
but when
it
they
is
were
bad.
younger, because they had no one to go with, they can't walk on their own to school. They needed someone. No, they can't.
Of course, a child of 10 can walk on their own.
Well, we
to
did it
school.
because we could. I mean, not everyone can do it, but we
It's
could, and I had
changed these
backup,
days.
so I could.
It has
get people
changed
to-
this. I feel
using my
more
hanky.
protective over
Do you
it.
take your kids?
Yeah, I try to. I do take them now and then, and sometimes I think, look, I can't be pushing all my fears onto my son and my daughter, you know. But have you got there yet? What time you get? Like, I'm always checking on them and checking what's going on in the area and so on. And I realise that maybe we have kind of like done too much. I said to my kids the other day, we're going to walk to the shop, and they went, walk. Get up. Yes. You're 2 foot down the hill. I was like, take your 2 foot and walk. Because I could, but it's just that thing of like, let's just jump in the car, let's just, and all the other thing, the protective factors and worrying and so on. But man, they've got it different than how we did.
Yeah. I got 4 buses, actually.
No.
I did. I got 4 buses a day.
You're not mocking,
we all
you're
did. It
not
wasn't that.
mocking Christine.
Because she got 4 buses, you got a hearse.
When I went on the underground, I had 2 or 3 trains. And then when you're little and you're walking down a road in the winter to school and you've got just a horrible little gym slip on and your legs are all thin and sticky, you feel freezing.
Oh, my God, where's the tissues?
No, I've got that tissue, darling.
Oh, dear
my
me.
God.
We find out something new all the time. Right, after the break, find out why Judy thinks going on holiday with a new partner is the ultimate relationship test. And is the grass always greener on the other side? But only because it's fake. Exactly. We're debating whether a lawn you can vacuum is a good idea right after this.
Hello, come to meet me.
Arms reaching, smiling sweetly.
Hello there, welcome back. We're talking holidays in just a bit, but are you Team Janet and all for a busy, activity-packed break? Or Team Judy and more about the margaritas by the pool than mountaineering? First, though, with a possible hosepipe ban on the horizon and many of our lawns looking parched after the hot weather, it's perhaps not surprising that 1 in 10 of us now has an artificial lawn. Linda, you are a convert. You absolutely
I am.
love your lawn.
We've had our lawn, our grass, like plastic grass, for probably about, it must be 9 or 10 years now, and it's still as perfect. Oh, look, there's Dolly on the lawn. It's still as perfect as the day we bought it, because we bought quite a good one, because you can go to like carpet shops and you get the cheap ones, but they don't last. They burn in the sun and everything. But this is perfect, because if Dolly has an accident out there, I hoover it as well. You can get every little bit of dirt up, and I go out with my old floor and I wash it all and everything. So it's just, and it's and for the kids as well, because it's spongy underneath.
Yeah.
So on the slide and things like that, if they have accidents, they don't hurt themselves.
It's like a soft thing.
So it is.
So you spend a bit of time on it still?
I do,
though?
yeah, I love
You-
it. 'Cause
you
I keep it nice and
keep it
clean.
manicured
You know, I
and-
like everything clean.
Yes.
So it all looks perfect all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it.
Sounds like a giant green nappy.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, if it's a giant green nappy, you should be wearing one.
Oh my God.
Go on, what about yours?
I've got real
Overgrown.
grass.
Yeah.
I've got real grass and I let it grow because I read that to save the environment, we should cut the grass less. And that's my garden. When I let it grow, I grew it up to about nearly 3 foot high, and then we had to cut it. Couldn't cut it with the lawnmower. But look at that.
Looks lovely. That does
It
look
looks
lovely.
lovely.
It
It's
does.
got
It's very
flowers.
natural.
It's got flowers in it, little daisies, and lots of bees, and the birds love it. Yeah, it's not like your fake lawn.
Yeah.
It's not all flat, but real grass.
You see,
is where
I
it's
agree
at.
with you, Janet. There's nothing more gorgeous than a real lawn. I
Yeah.
totally get that. And certainly from an animal, insect, bee, bird perspective, it's It is perfection. Our garden, though, we had a whole problem with flooding in it. And so the real grass just became muck and you couldn't grow anything on it. It was a shambles and couldn't use it then at all for actually probably about 18 months. So we have this little patch of artificial grass now, exactly like yours. Not as well looked after as yours, I don't think, to be fair. I just leave it. But it works for us for that very reason. So I get both sides of the argument. Do you want to have a quick look at it, Janet? Just, you know, your expert eye. Firstly, can you tell which one is real? That's the big question.
Can you?
This is the real one.
Okay, you win that one.
This is the real one, and this is Linda's one.
No, my one's much more better quality than that one, I'm telling you.
I'm sorry, how do you tell the difference?
Because you can. The real one looks nice.
Put your toes on it.
Once the sun's on it.
Just give it a little
and it's
touch.
muddy.
Janet, see what you think of the artificial one. I'm intrigued by what you think of that.
That looks good.
Just underneath your feet.
Oh, you blend in, Janet.
Right, where is Janet?
It's not the worst, but
Look, I'm convinced, to be honest with you. I'm sorry.
I think it's sad.
It looks good. It looks good to me.
I think it's sad that people are, you know, growing something that's a living thing takes a little bit more work. And I think the cult of having a smooth lawn, like our mums and dads always wanted a lawn with stripes going up. And my dad used to get completely obsessed about what that grass looked like. And he'd be on a Sunday trying to dig out every little dandelion. So it was like a snooker table or a billiard table. But, you know, the fact of the matter is, you know, you can have untidy grass and it's still better than plastic grass. So
there you go. I'll let you have the last word on that. It's competition time now. Your chance to win £60,000 plus a brand new car, and Cheryl Baker has all the details.
Woo! Hello from the sunny Kent coast. Summer's here, and I've got details of a two-part prize that is going to get you hot under the collar. This week, you have another chance to win not only 60 grand in tax-free cash, but also this brand new Mercedes EQB. You'll be winning this very car. The car has all the mod cons you'd expect, such as cameras to help you park and air conditioning for those hot days. Real people win prizes here at ITV. So let me introduce you to Sally Ann.
I have 3 girls, aged 10, 13 and 17. Never been on an aeroplane. So I've booked us in August to go on an all-inclusive to Gran Canaria. And it's amazing.
For another chance to win, text WIN to 81119. Texts cost £2 plus 1 standard network break message. Go to the website. Entries cost £2. Call 09068 78 11119. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and phone number to DY27, PO Box 7558, Derby, DE1 0NQ. Entrants must be 18 or over, and lines close on Friday the 12th of August at 3 p.m. 60 grand and a brand new car. Happy days. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Cheryl. Wayne has tweeted us to say he was looking for a name for his new band and he's going to call it Holidays in a Hearse. Seriously, there is a band named after your history, Janet. Isn't that good? Yeah. Send us a song, please, Wayne. We'd be intrigued. Now, some of us see going on holiday as an excuse to relax and overindulge, but not if you're posh spice. As David Beckham shared this clip of wife Victoria doing lunges and working out whilst he relaxes with a coffee on their Saint-Tropez getaway. So do you like to keep up with your healthy lifestyle habits when you're travelling? I know the answer is yes, Janet, because you are very active. You're active at home and definitely active when you're away.
Definitely. And basically, I want someone to come on holiday with me who will drive me to the start of my walks and pick me up at the end of it and accompany me to go and look at a cultural site every day.
I'll come with you.
Will you? Will you?
You two
Will you drop it off? Because I went a few weeks ago on holiday in Spain and I decided to do a long distance walk. And my friend that I went with, who I love very much, she refused to get off her lounger and drive me to the start of the walk. So every day's walking, I had to walk in a circle, do a bit, and then walk back to my car again. And, you know, it meant I couldn't do my whole walk. And I do play tennis every day.
I know you
possible,
do.
And I do
and
like
you swim.
And I like going fishing.
Yeah.
And I like a bit of climbing. Yeah.
So it does come down to holiday compatibility, doesn't it? It is important to have someone with you that is somewhere on the same, because if you take someone away with you, whether it's a friend or a partner or anything, if they're not on the same wavelength, it's a bit of a weird holiday.
Well, the worst thing on a holiday is the person you're gone on holiday with on day one says, I'm on a diet.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I feel like before they've agreed to come, let's get that out of the way.
Very true. Very true.
I don't want to be on holiday with a dieter. I want to be on holiday with an excessive eater and drinker.
And someone who likes a cocktail, I want to sit on the beach, have a cocktail, champagne, a little bit of seafood, have a look and see what's going on out there.
Are you swimming?
Well, if I have to exercise, that's my way of swimming.
Yeah.
You mean swimming, you walk into the sea,
No,
stand there?
with the cocktail in your hand. You know how much exercise it is holding your cocktail hand up
Good
in
for the bingo week.
This is what I'm saying. So I like to do that. I mean, if you want to go on a retreat, I have thought about going on one of those retreats for 10 days where you have the colonics or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
I've done that, yeah.
I want to do that where you go and have that twice
Like
a day.
a cleansing holiday,
time.
yes.
But you let me go and, have a nice
cocktail
time
first.
before. Yeah.
Are you a relaxer on holiday?
Yeah, I am.
Are you a sightseer?
I'm Team David. I do like to go to a church because wherever I am in the world, I go to a church and light candles for all the people that we've lost.
Okay.
I did that
that's
last
nice.
week in Italy.
Right.
And that.
So you
But
take a
most of the
moment to do
time-
that. And
Yeah, a
then-
moment to do that. And then I like to go a little bit shopping, get some presents for the grandchildren.
Of course.
Just something cheap from every day that I'm away, colouring pens or books or
I
whatever.
can't believe this.
What? I like to show them where I've been, so I'll get something from that
Yeah.
area where I've been. I'll go, this is in Lake Como, this is what I went to see and all of that.
Yeah.
And then I just like to lay on a sunbed and I like to read my book. I don't want anyone to talk to me. I just want to be relaxed and be on my own.
Do you finish the book, though? Do you finish the book?
Most of the time I do, yeah. And then I'll start a second one before I come home.
Oh, you've got
I
a
just read
routine.
The Holiday when I was away.
Oh, right,
which
yes.
was a
Oh, that was
series. I tell you,
good.
it was really good, wasn't it?
Yeah, very good.
So, yeah.
If you were to take a new partner away, Judy, I think a holiday is a really good tester, isn't it?
It's the killer because you need to know like what they're like in these different environments.
Yeah.
I mean, when they want to relax, how relaxed you want to be. Are you messy?
Yeah.
I think before you think about living with your partner or how serious you want to get, I think take a little trip with them, even if it's in the UK, a little hotel trip. But when you go abroad, you really, really see what they're like. And if you do go abroad with someone and you connect and it's vibes, that's a keeper.
Yeah, it's very true.
Mind you, you've got to get through the terminal first.
I was just going to say,
might
if
not
there's
even have
stress.
to get on the plane. What if they fail the first test and they embarrass you in that queue in the terminal?
I mean, I'm that girl. I'm a screamer, okay? That's why you like me.
Oh dear, that is all we've got time for. Can you
Yeah.
believe it? Exactly. We're finishing early, of course, for the racing today. But Charlene, Katie, Carol, and Jane are back at 12:30 tomorrow. Have a great afternoon. Thanks for your company. See you soon. Bye bye.